Hello, and welcome to the first of a new series interviewing the candidates for the 2021-2022 SSCCC elections. Joining me today is Gerardo Chavez. He is the Regional Affairs Director for Region 9. He is a student at Riverside City College, and he's running for the position of SSCCC President. Gerardo, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Claudia.
Now, let's start off with the first question. We've gotten a chance to speak beforehand, and you've identified as, quote, shy, introverted, and not used to public speaking. Why are you still the best candidate for this position in spite of this?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Everybody that knows me personally knows that I'm very shy, that at first I am you won't hear from me a lot. However, within this position, I have learned to speak up for myself, but also speak up for students. Yes, I may be shy, introverted, and not used to public speaking, but I believe that these are the qualities that makes me the best candidate. These are ideal qualities for a president. Going back to being an introvert, I am able to listen without interjecting my own opinion. And I believe this is something that we need from a president. So someone who is able to listen to students, who's able to take their opinions and use it in their work. I may be shy in social spaces, but I'm not afraid to speak up for students. And for public speaking, within this position, that has challenged me to be more outspoken. And I believe that although I'm not used to public speaking, that my experiences as a regional affairs director has prepared me to speak to the public. And that is why I believe I am the best candidate. I may not be able to speak as much as other candidates or as much as other student leaders, but I'm genuine. I speak up, and everybody knows that when I'm at a meeting, I'm on fire and I speak up for students, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind.
Very good. Now, countless student leaders have talked about the retention rates of the SSCCC. I know in Region 10 we've seen this. We've seen it in other regions. And student leaders talk about changing things, and little has changed over the years. How will you be different?
We're living through a pandemic, and students, especially student leaders, have to juggle different aspects of life, whether that is one part-time, maybe two or three, life at home, personal goals, academics, and then student leadership. However, within this year, I have noticed that our retention rate has dropped significantly. The years before that, I cannot speak on the years before that because this is my first year within the SSCCC as a regional affairs director. I'm only able to speak on behalf of this year. However, should I get elected as president, one of my priorities will be to have a good retention rate. And how do we do that? Well, first of all, we need to inform students who are applying for these positions. We have regional elections coming up. And one of the things that I will do as president is inform our student leaders on their responsibilities. So that way there are no surprises. A lot of student leaders think that, these are positions that you're only going to devote maybe 5 hours a week. The harsh reality is that it's more than that. Another thing that I will do as president is hold relevant trainings to empower, but also equip our leaders to effectively execute their roles.
Thank you. Now, since we're talking about your work as Regional Affairs Director, you're currently in Region 9, which is right above us in Region 10, and it's still a significant distance away from the capital in Sacramento in Northern California. How can you assure students that despite the distance, you'll still be able to make a change at the state capital?
Mm-hmm. I believe that distance is not a barrier. We have the ability to travel, and with the pandemic, the main format of communication is via Zoom. I don't foresee being a problem, my distance between the capital and Region 9. However, answering to how can I ensure students that I will be able to make change? We have to think about it. Change starts within our student body associations. Uh, Changes start within our regions. Change starts within our colleges, within our board of trustees. The state capitol is just one of the many ways that we implement change. And distance is not a barrier. I am able to visit student body associations within Region 9. Actually, this year, believe it or not, we were able to visit more student body associations than the years before. And I'm proud of that. And like I said, distance between Region 9 and the state capitol, it is not a barrier. That will not change anything.
And if you are elected SSCCC President Gerardo, what do you expect from the members of your cabinet, and what do you promise to deliver to them in exchange?
That is an excellent question. One of the things that I do expect from from the executive committee, one of those things are just accountability, making sure that they hold themselves accountable, but also making sure that they hold me accountable as president. I believe that we need to establish a mutual respect, not just for ourselves, but also for our positions that we are holding. We all are elected. Um, we serve the same students. Therefore, we should have a constant communication. Another thing that I do expect from the executive committee is that they are on top of their work. One of the things that we battle with this year is just the lack of how can I say this? Um, just the lack of initiative to start projects, or even the lack of initiative to foresee any problems that are going on within the organization, and the lack of initiative to fix it. I expect from my executive committee to, if they see something that needs solving, that they are the ones who are going to take the first step to fix that. And lastly, the one thing above all else that I expect from the executive committee is communication. Communication is very important. We all live our own lives. We are all distant from each other. And communication within this organization, it makes everything easier, and it makes our job more effective. Uh, I believe the next part of the question is, what do I promise to deliver to them in exchange? My support. As a regional affairs director, I lead our regional executive board, and hope I can't speak on behalf of them, but if there's something that I am proud of, is that I'm able to support them in every project that they have. Any questions that they have, I either answer them, and if I can't answer them, I'll look for the answer. I expect I also promise to just be there for them, support them, but also empower them. Empowerment through training, empowerment through support, but also empowerment in letting them be the vice president of whatever area that they are focusing on.
Very good. And lastly, Gerardo, what skills or training have you picked up in the last 30 days in preparation for this role should you be elected?
The last 30 days within the Student Senate for California Community Colleges has been crazy. We are entering a stage where we are transitioning to the new term. We're in March. A lot of us are focusing on regional elections, and unfortunately, we had a resignation of our vice president of regional affairs, and that's somehow, taken away the stability of our regional affairs committee. However, if there's something that I learned is self-initiative. That within the SSCCC is very important, because at any point, someone could just walk away, and the work doesn't stop. Within the 30 days, I have been taking projects that I never saw myself taking. For example, regional elections. I took the initiative to draft an election timeline, but also create an election packet to make it easy for the regional affairs director to promote the elections. That is something that I picked up in the last 30 days, just because emergency situations, you have to adapt to the situations. Another thing that I picked up on is public speaking. Although I probably not did as good as a job today in public speaking, but I've been able to challenge myself in public speaking through webinars. There's nothing that I love more than talking to students about the organization, about our work, but most importantly, engaging with delegates. I've been part of multiple webinars, um, and believe it or not, that has from the very beginning of the term. Before I used to be very shy, and now I just feel like I'm talking to a group of people. And that has prepared me for the role of the SSCCC president. And now that we're in March, I'm confident that I will deliver and I will be an effective leader within the Student Senate for California Community Colleges.
Thank you. And speaking of 30, in the next 30 seconds, I'll let you give us a closing statement, anything you'd like to say to the students.
I was a delegate my first year in student leadership. Now I am a regional affairs director. I have both the experience of the people that we're serving, but also the experience of being a leader within the SSCCC. My platforms focus on the well-being of students. That is basic needs, also student enfranchisement, but also Pell Grant modernization.
Sorry, that was 30 seconds. I had to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
But if any students were curious and wanted to learn more about you, we'll go ahead and leave links in the description. But where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Gerardo, Gerardo 4, like the number 4, president.
Excellent. Thank you so much. That was Gerardo Chavez, a student at Riverside City College, Regional Affairs Director of Region 9, and he's running for SSCCC President. Gerardo, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for your time.
And if you're still watching, I will continue to upload videos as I get a chance to speak with more candidates. If you are interested in an interview, please get in touch with me, and I'd be more than happy to reach out to you. In the meantime, Gerardo, thank you for joining me once again.
Thank you.